Alrighty, let's jump into the guild battle. What? Can you not start this until you kill the stage 5 boss? Let me go check the notice really quick. Oh my god, dude. We don't. To answer your question, I don't know. I know that when you clear all of the fights, like 1 through 5, they reset, like all of them reset. So I guess that's the only way. That I do feel bad for the folks that are in the top 10 ever so slightly, because the amount of coordination they're gonna have to do for this, I do not envy them. I do not envy them. But like the reality is that for the Cat Crew Guild, there ain't no way. We got 12 people at most. Like where are we at right now? 10. Yeah, no, we're not. We're just not gonna get to do the level 6 fight. So, but that's the issue, right? And that's the issue that I'm gonna have, is that like this was probably meant to like make things a little bit more competitive. But what it's done is, now that we don't have 30 people in our guild, that's gonna put us at a disadvantage versus the people that do, right? Like a massive disadvantage. So like we can't fight the stage 6 boss and get a whole bunch of points that gets us into the top 500 to get those extra resources, because they've now locked that behind some arbitrary rule. Like, that's super annoying. Oh, that irritated me. All right, I'm sorry. All right, let's get back into it. All right, so we're fighting it's not the Garrag. I'm sorry, it's the Garrag. It's the Garrag. All right, so it is not immune to debuffs. So it's not immune to physical attack, magic attack, physical defense, and magic defense debuffs. That's important to note. It is immune to poison, darkness, silence, stun, fatigue, stop, and fog. Okay. Uses powerful physical and magic abilities. Okay, so it is both. Uses Curse of the Gi to inflict physical attack down, magic attack down, and dread, and block recovery and deplete the command gauge. Removes most buffs from a target with anguish thrashing. Greatly depletes the command gauge of all targets with soul like fire. Provoke is useful to protect allies, as the enemy has many powerful single target attacks. Okay, so couple of notes here, right? Obviously we're probably gonna need defenses for both physical and magical. This is another fight where having those abilities that increase the command gauge is gonna be very important, or at least very helpful. I shouldn't say very important, very helpful. Dread is a specific status effect that makes it very hard for that triangle, that diamond that we have, to actually fill up. And so having abilities that increase that for us will make things a lot easier. And obviously block recovery means that we won't be able to use moves that have healing effects on them, which can also be kind of a pain in the butt, because all of our buffing abilities have like a 7% heal or something like that, which makes things kind of difficult. This is where Cloud Sword actually comes in great, because Cloud Sword doesn't heal and increases his magic attack while decreasing this thing's magic defense. How convenient. First things first, let's go through and delete all of our party members. We're gonna go through and delete everything and see what our buff scores are before we build anything out. Go ahead and go to the buff score, hit auto formation points, and bam! It is Aerith and Cait Sith. So for anybody that's been playing this game for longer than the last 6 months, you probably have a lot of Aerith weapons at OB10. Cait Sith maybe less so, because I know a lot of folks do not care for Cait as much as they do for Aerith. But Aerith has been around for a while, and a lot of her weapons are used in a lot of builds. So I have a feeling that people have Aerith's weapons pretty kitted out at this point. Obviously for the gear, it's going to be pulling off of most of the gear that's been out the last couple of months. Looks like it's been since the Rebirth banner now is what they're pulling towards, all the way up to the Easter banner stuff. Oh, it looks like it goes all the way up to Ever Crisis Academy, actually. Sick. All the way up to Ever Crisis Academy. The one thing I'm already noticing that might be tough is that Sephiroth's ice outfit, or Omni Arcanum, is on here. This is one that people might have to take off. If you don't have his individual ice Arcanum, you might need to take this back. So make sure that if that's on there, if you need to take it back, just take it back. So we're at a buff score of 73. We're gonna go ahead and start building out the team. So there are a couple of options here. Obviously, we're gonna need defensive buffs. We're also going to need magic defense debuffs and magic attack buffs. And the only real way to do those things is to play as Aerith. The good news is that there are more than just Aerith options now. So there's a lot of options here for you to choose from. In terms of just like increasing your defensive stats, Aerith tends to be the more quick to choose choice. But red is also a great option because his pilot's collar is a heal that increases your magic defense. Aerith obviously has the Bahamut Rod for a team-wide heal that's a physical defense buff, and also has access to Kimura Wand for magic defense buff. But yeah, maybe Ivy Collar and Pilot's Collar will be enough here, because this does a magic defense increase, right? And it's a decent heal. Maybe this will be enough. The only reason I was thinking against this was because it's a 5 ATB, right? To get the magic defense up. This is a weird one for me for like building out like the support roles, because like my ice character is probably just Yuffie, right? Like I can use Sephiroth here, but I think that this extra 10 or 20% damage matters a whole lot. And like I've got Little Red Wreath at OB6, I think, which is fine. And then I can do this exploit weakness thing, which gives my entire team exploit weakness. It's not great, but like this is the real kicker, right? Getting the command gauge up. Yeah, I'm struggling too. Like on paper, right? Like right now, I'm just like looking at this in a vacuum, right? I'm not gonna put any sub weapons on. I'm just looking at this in a vacuum. Right now, we've got ice resist down. We have exploit weakness. We have ice DPS. We have magic attack up and magic defense down. We don't have physical defense up, which we can get immediately by just throwing Bahamut Rod on. All right, so if I put Bahamut Rod on, which is also not being used right now, then I've got what? I've got 2 heals, which seems like excessive at this point. But I have magic defense up, I have physical defense up, I have ice resist down, I have magic attack up, I have magic defense down, I have exploit weakness, I have ice damage. That feels excessive. If I had Provoke, this would solve my problem. But the problem is that the 3 Provoke characters, they don't do enough during the Provoke, right? Like I could use Barrett here instead, Fafnir rifle and a Scutcheon cannon. If I had these at OB6, this would be a no-brainer, right? Because this would give me magic attack and magic defense. This one gives me physical defense and gives me Provoke, right? Which solves the problem instantly. Then all I need is a character that, you know, lowers ice resist, and then it's just DPSing at that point. Because then you can just use Barrett and then do basically 2 DPSs. You would just take the exploit weakness weapon off of Yuffie, and you would have her bring Pinwheel. And then Sephiroth just comes in and does DPS. But that's a lot of ATB to ask for Barrett, right? Because now Barrett's got to put Provoke on while increasing physical defense, and then also increase all of your magic defense and all of your magic attack, and then like reapply Provoke and reapply the magic or physical defense buff, and that's a lot. But then you'll have 2 DPSs going off, right? Which is also very good. I think I'm gonna build it like that to start and see how I like that. It doesn't use Yuffie's exploit weakness, which I think is probably a mistake. I don't have another damage dealer that lowers ice resistance. I can see where this cloud weapon's pretty useful for this, right? Because now you're running into the issue of like, how do I do all of the things that I need to do at once, right? Because now I don't have to worry about the other 2 boneheads. I can just increase Barrett's defenses all the way up to like 16,000, and I'll take the single target attacks all day. That's no big deal. I can just do dual defenses here, like give him all of the best stuff, like grab some magic defense materials here, and he'll be fine. Oh, that's another thing. Let me double check really quick. No sigils, great. Get that out of the way now. But like, this is before I go through and give him our abilities, right? I haven't even gone through and given him sub weapons yet, and he's at 257 and 214. He'll be able to tank that stuff easily. Because I can just give him the dual physical and magic defense weapon, which is one of these, right? That'll bump him up to there, and then just give him the 2 all allies. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I need to just go in and see what the fight does. All right, so Brain, work. So in my brain, we start with magic. We start with the Provoke with Barret, right? Start with Provoke with Barret. Then we exploit weakness with Sephiroth, lower ice resist with Yuffie, magic attack up with Barret, wait for the diamond to fill. If we can do the diamond to fill, it depends on when the dread goes off, and then just start DPSing. Let's see how fast this goes. I assume it's gonna inflict dread immediately, which if it does, then we'll adjust as we need to. But I wanted to go in with at least like full DPS here. What a dope enemy, dude. This looks so cool. All right, so yeah, so I think that first and foremost, we want to put the Provoke on for sure. And then Diving Scourge. Bam. Oh, oops. Oh, you know what a problem here is? I don't have magic defense down, dude. This doesn't work. Why didn't anybody tell me that? That's not gonna work at all. So yeah, I think I definitely did overthink this. Let's just use Aerith. And then we already have maxed out magic attack all allies, so we can just go defensive stuff here and then attack all allies. Don't really need anything else. Her stat should be fine. Yeah, she's fine. Everything stays the same? Everything stays the same. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. For the stage 1 fight too, by the way, I'm running this like I'm built this like a stage 6 team for some reason instead of just doing DPS. Like, you probably don't even need a healer for the stage 1 fight. But here we are. I'm gonna use Blessed Aura first because he's going to block our ability to use healing effects, right? God, Sephiroth's attack takes so long. It just takes so long to go off. But yeah, so like Aerith can keep reapplying the buffs because it's not a healing effect, right? It's offensive. And then we can just focus on DPS and just go in. Auto battle, boy. Yeah, yeah. I hit that attack a little too soon there. All right, so at this point, we're actually going to get our ability to heal back, which doesn't matter that much. Oh, I'm using Crimson Staff and Bahamut Rod. That back down, get everybody's stuff back up. I think at this point we probably just overcharge, right? Like, guess we could always save that for the actual fight or the actual summons, but I feel like getting it damaged down is probably fine. Maybe because I should have waited for the diamond to go off there, probably. Whoops. Almost took full damage from this. How much does it do? Oh, I don't do shit for damage. Come on, Gary. That's weak. Apparently, auto battle Yuffie doesn't want to use magic defense debuffs. Or ice resist debuffs, rather. Not gonna be able to get that off in time. Okay, yeah, it didn't go off. It's fine. Yeah, his new outfit and weapon are both very, very good. Yeah, so Citric Wand has a heal. Yeah, so Crimson Staff is definitely the one that you want for sure. If you're gonna use Aerith, right? Did that kill it? I think it did. It did. A little tight. Okay, well, I can kill the stage 1 boss. That's good. Wahoo, I've got the bare minimum. All right, so let's go ahead and go in the stage 5 fight. Yuffie's buff debuff extension leaves a little bit to be desired here. And again, we'll see how much we actually need the gauge extend too. Yeah, his damage is much higher. Just heal everybody back to full here. I'm just gonna get both of these attacks off. They're not gonna be that strong, but like, I'm not gonna have that much ATB left anyway after this curse goes off. See how much damage this does. 2,000, that's not terrible. So at this point I can't heal, right? So like, now this is just straight up DPS. Like there's no reason to do anything else besides fight. Watching that diamond here. Targeting Yuffie. Are all of these targeting Yuffie so far? The single target ones? Obviously the first one was AoE, so that one doesn't count. This one's AoE again. Dude, I clicked. I want you all to know I clicked the 6 to pop this heal off, and it just didn't go off. Like, I don't know what to say. It just didn't go off. The game is so laggy sometimes for no reason. Okay, Dread's back on. I've got exploit weakness. Seeing a problem here. The magic defense down for Crimson Staff is locked behind Aerith being at a certain HP. Which makes this kind of difficult. Pretty unclean fight there, but oh, I hit it just before Sephiroth's thing went off. Whoopsie doodle. Yikes. I was never in danger of dying here though, right? I don't think any of my characters came down to low HP at all. But I definitely needed a heal to get Aerith above that threshold to get her magic defense attack or debuff going off, right? Yeah, that cloud banner is going to make this a much easier guild battle fight. A much easier guild battle fight. That's pretty low for me for stage 5. Unless they changed it. Maybe stage 6 is ridiculous now. Maybe stage 5 is what stage 6 used to be, but I doubt it. That seemed like a pretty weak fight. Let me try it again. If I find that I don't really need but the issue is the magic defense down, man. If I lose the magic defense down, that's tough. Can I just give her a heal instead? Maybe, hold on. Hold on. Because if I can have Aerith doing the ice resist down as well, that would make my life a lot easier. Because I can use Yuffie to get the command gauge up with that rocker guitar. So I'd like to get her ice potency back up though. But I can't do that and keep the magic attack all allies on. I guess I just eat it. Her HP is a little bit lower now too. Maybe I just switch this to Power Soul just to keep her kind of safe. Oh no, Sephi's using Power Soul. Okay. All right, let's just be a little more risky about it. This is an AoE cure anyway, right? Yeah, we should be fine. All right, run it back. All right, so Yuffie's gonna be using her rocker guitar to get us out of Dread faster. That's the idea here. If this works, then I can also take off Sephiroth's Diving Scourge because I don't need him to do exploit weakness anymore. Actually, he can just go now. don't want that to go off anyways, because I wanted her to have that ATB. That was a mistake. It's okay though. All right, so again, this portion of the fight is irrelevant anyways, right? Because we're just wanting to do DPS. Because she can't heal anyways. So just hit. We use Freezing Grip one more time. That should get us out of the dread. Notably, it doesn't get us out of the block healing, which is fine. So now Aerith doesn't magic defense debuff anymore, right? Because she's too low HP. Probably save here. The lag as that status effect is coming off is maddening. It's gonna drop her just below the threshold again. Didn't go off. Come on, video game, killing me. What were we at before? 9%. Yeah, definitely never in danger of dying here, right? Not in any danger of dying. 200 now isn't a big deal. We definitely did more damage this time than the last time. And that was still not a very clean fight. Yeah, almost 12. That was better. Okay, yeah, it seems like we can just go in kind of offensively focused. I think having just an AoE cure is probably enough. As long as you have something that lowers ice resist down, and if your magic attack isn't tied to an HP buff or an HP recovery, that would be helpful. I don't know how many weapon effects besides Crimson Staff actually do that though, right? That increased magic attack without, not that I can filter for that. Which is silly, by the way. Applebot and Square Enix, if you ever watch my videos. The fact that we can't filter for specific weapon ability effects. Like the elemental effects we can filter for, but not physical defense up. Kind of silly. All right, let me use my brain instead. So Barrett has magic attack up all allies. Matt has magic attack up all allies, but Matt's also tied to a heal, right? I think it's a tiny heal, but it's a heal nonetheless. Luminary Sword. Yep. Red 13 has a magic attack up all allies. Is his Brilliant Collar a heal? Yep. I already know Barrett's is. Cait says single target one's a heal. Vincent has a self buff, but I think even his self buff's a heal, isn't it? Yep. Is it just Cloud? Is that the only featured weapon that increases magic attack without a heal? Aonibi has a heal, if I recall. Yep. Tifa has a self buff, but she doesn't have magic ice. Yuffie has some buffs, but their ball heals as well. I think Crystal Cross is a heal as well. Yep. Is it? I think it's just her. Like, I think it's just Aerith. Raises magic attack for the entire team. Oh, Tifa. Tifa does. The Bahamut Claws. That's the other one. I'm just trying to find alternatives for the sake of like the conversation, because I get the feeling that a lot of people are not going to have Crimson Staff at OB6. I get the feeling a lot of people pulled for the blue Daffodil gloves and they don't have Crimson Staff at OB6. Magic attack and ice, yeah. Does that not have a heal on it? Like, it works for a portion of the fight, but yeah, that's the thing, right? Because we never think about it, right? It's only 12%, or some of them are even lower. But like, because it blocks healing, it blocks this effect completely. Because yeah, even Citric Wand has a minor heal. It's nice to have the ice damage up, but yeah, it's a huge bummer. Basically, all the stuff that you were going to use has a heal locked into it. And it's a long enough portion of the fight. It's at least a minute, right? That the healing's blocked. I think if you could get it off twice and keep it on until the block healing falls off, that would be good. But he debuffs you. The ice damage doesn't come off though to that point, which is nice. Oh, you know what she doesn't do? She doesn't do ice resist down. That's the problem, right? That's the issue. She needs 2 weapons to do what Aerith's 1 weapon does. That's the problem. Like, she does have the Bahamut Fangs and the Kaiser Knuckles, which does the magic defense down, and neither one of those are heals. So those don't get blocked. So you're able to keep the damage up, right? Which is nice. And that non-elemental damage attack should be strong enough to like be good enough DPS too, at the end of the day. And you could just run her Daffodil outfit because it's not included in the buff score. Chuck a ice blizzard materia in here and you'll be good to go. And it should be very similar results. The only issue is you lose exploit weakness for Yuffie specifically, right? Because she's got to go back to Pinwheel for ice resist down. Like, has to. You have to have ice resist down in this fight to maximize DPS. So she would lose exploit weakness. And we would lose the command gauge, which also lowers DPS. But like, this is another option in case you don't have Crimson Staff. This does the same thing, right? Without needing a heal. You do need to have a limited weapon. Like, both options are limited weapons, which kind of sucks. But if you don't have Crimson Staff and you do have Bahamut Claws, or Bahamut Fangs rather, this gives you +2 to your entire team at OB0, so, which is pretty good. But yeah, this doesn't seem terribly complicated, I'll be honest. It seems like the fight's pretty simple. They don't do a lot of damage, even on the stage 5 fight. The stage 5 fight is not a threatening amount of damage. It's just stopping you from using your buffs and debuffs more than anything else. So just make sure that you bring in something that has an AoE cure, just to keep your guys topped up. But even then, like I said, I only had to heal once or twice, and that was fine. I do think that by the time we get to my official attempts this weekend, for folks that are curious about my specific attempts, I will likely have enough of the Mako gems to get Aerith's ultimate weapon. Because right now I've got 180, and I've got 110 of these individual things, which means I only need 10 more to just exchange them all into this Princess Guard and just get Aerith's ultimate weapon. But yeah, so it seems like this is just it's an all-out DPS race. So I think that there's still some value to be had for finding a way to bring in that command gauge increase effect if you can. If you pulled on the Yuffie banner, obviously you've already got access to that with the Rocker's guitar. If you're looking for other options, Glenn is there. His Blade of Ruin is an ice damage weapon, and although it's not magic, it is still increased by your buff score. So like, this is still gonna do something at the end of the day. But the big thing here is the command gauge increase, right? If this is OB6, this is increasing it by 20%. That'll get you out of Dread really fast. Obviously, having Provoke is also helpful, but not necessary, as we saw, right? For the most part, we're pretty fine. Both Sephiroth and Yuffie and their offensive builds just require them to deal damage. They don't need like buffs or debuffs. Well, Yuffie needs debuffs, but it doesn't require you to be above a certain HP threshold, right? You can just keep popping off. If you're relying on Yuffie's exploit weakness, her exploit weakness is tied to her HP being above 50%. So that's also something to keep in mind. but it wasn't really doing that much damage. So I think we should be okay. Other than that, make sure you're branding all of your ice potency weapons. Make sure you're branding all your ice sub weapons and your magic sub weapons so that you're getting as much damage out of this as you can. This is the time to use the brands. If you ever need any help, obviously I'm in the Discord. You can also use the chat box here. Let me know. For the folks here watching on YouTube, if y'all have any questions or if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But yeah, like I said, I think this is pretty cut and dry. I feel pretty good about this. This isn't a very complicated fight. It's fairly simple. You know, just do a better job than I did, obviously, in today's showing, to make sure that you're holding DPSs until you get your diamond filled out as best you can. Assuming that you have a weapon that increases the command gauge. If you don't, then just DPS, right? Because you don't want to waste ATB. But if you've got an ability to increase that command gauge to get out of dread faster and get your damage up, you know, make sure you do that first before you go through and blow all your DPS. I'll hopefully have a rhythm down by the time official attempts come out on Saturday, and then I'll have that posted on YouTube on Sunday so that folks can follow along, build their own squads, and do all that stuff too.